Okay, so hello. This video is going to be primarily talking about when your baby is young, under 3 months or 3 months exactly, and has their first cold or temperature. And I just wanted to give, anyone out there looking for some answers when maybe it's the weekend, like today, Sunday. I did call the doctor just to be sure, that I didn't do anything incorrectly. And, I just want to put that out there that I am not a medical professional. This is just tips from a mother. I do have 3 boys, and I'd like to think I know what I'm doing, but I can always learn, and that's for certain. But back on task here. So this is my little guy here, and his name is Luke, and he's a little 3-month-old sweetheart. He is experiencing his first temperature. Initially I thought it was teething. And I guess, maybe it is still the beginning onset of that. I think some people, debate back and forth whether 3 months is too young or maybe. I also thought growth spurt a couple days ago when he was just like kind of fussy and cluster feeding, like eating on around the clock, and didn't sleep well. And he did have a low grade temp, but I just thought maybe onset of teething, and then before the temperature, I thought maybe it was a growth spurt. You kind of try to draw conclusions as to what's going on, play detective, as doctors do. But anyways, so I took his temperature today, and there's lots of thermometers out there that you can get. We have this one, and we haven't had it very long, so I'm probably going to be taking it back. It does not do a very good job. You just hold it to the forehead, and you push this button. It's supposed to give a reading right here in a couple of seconds. So it's like one of those ones where, or you can do it in the ear, it says, but you do it in the ear, or you do it on the forehead, and you get different answers. You can do it back to back, and you'll get different answers. So it's not very consistent, and when your child clearly has temperature, and you can tell by touch, it's important to know the number. So yeah, don't get that one. That's my experience with it, at least. So I went on and called the doctor's office, because the highest temperature that I got for him at a 3-month-old was 99.5. And I did some, Google searches for some reputable websites, and it, 1 degree higher, it said, call your doctor and make sure. So just wavering on the side of caution, I decided to call, and turns out that they think that it's probably a virus. And just a heads up to anyone that doesn't already know this, temperature does not automatically mean that they need medicine or an antibiotic. Fever does not mean, that there's always an infection that can be treated with an antibiotic. It could be viral. And if it's viral, it just has to take its course. There's no medicine for that. And a lot of people, I can't tell you how many times I've been to the doctor and had a temperature, thought myself, okay, I need something. Maybe I do. I don't know. And they say an antibiotic won't help you. And it's like they think I'm looking for that, and I'm not, but I'm kind of like anti-medicine if I can be. I'm going to try to be as natural as possible and not pump myself full of medicines, or my kids. That being said, when your child is like really uncomfortable with a temperature, it is perfectly acceptable to give them over-the-counter pain medicines, Tylenol or ibuprofen. Do not switch back and forth. The nurse today, she said that it can just get confusing because one is like 6 hours and the other's 4 hours, I think, and it's just better to choose one and stick with that, so there's no confusion. Is what she said. So for this video, I just wanted to put it out there for some maybe new moms or seasoned moms that just, are looking up to think, I just want some remedies, some home remedies as to what I can do to give my little baby some relief. Now, my little guy, his congestion is, you can hear it in his throat. When he sleeps up like this, he's pretty good, but when he lays down, he doesn't sleep because he can't breathe very well. But his nose is running, so the congestion is deeper in his throat. Like, if it was an adult, they would just clear it out by coughing. And he has drainage running into his belly, I'm pretty sure, because he did get sick earlier, and you could tell. So, moving forward, let's see, some things that I think is pretty common knowledge is going in the bathroom, running some like water that's so hot you can't even touch it. That's the point, you don't want to touch it. You just run it, the room fills up with steam, and it will loosen up mucus and yuck. Maybe even for yourself, if you're sick too. But that's one thing that you can do to help baby. And then another thing is a humidifier. Keep that in their room. You get those bulbs at the hospital whenever you are discharged often. They give you those aspirators that they're called, and normally the hospital ones are really great. They work really well. I've gotten one at Target, and it's hard and stiff, and if anyone knows a way to soften those up to where they actually work, then tell me, because I cannot. It's useless. It's a waste of money to buy them at the store. I feel like you could call your hospital and request one, and they may give you one. The maternity ward may give you one. And theirs are far better. So that, or there's those kind that you like put it to their nose. I want to get one of those, and you like suck in the other end, and it removes the debris from the nose cleanly. Like, you're not getting it near you, but yeah. So those I think you can buy anywhere really for about $15, I think. So those are some basic things that you're gonna wanna do, and the doctor did suggest saline solution that she said you could get in that department, in that section of the store or whatever. They have saline drops for infants, and they will just help the baby's nose clear so that they can nurse, because that's, or bottle feed, whichever you're doing. But they need to be able to eat, especially right now when they're sick and not feeling good, and they need those fluids. So you want to make sure that, they're not sleeping, endlessly into the night, and that they're waking to eat. At least I would say, and this is a guesstimation, about 5 hours. I would say no more than 5 hours at this age, and so that they can get the fluids that they need to be well. But obviously it's very difficult for them to nurse when their nose is clogged and they can't breathe. So we need to get that nose cleared if you can. And those are some of the ways that you can. And someone else online mentioned baby Vicks rub for the really congested, and just, you can tell them they're kind of needing that. It might help clear out the nose. So those are some basic at-home remedies. Not remedies, but aids that will help your little guy or girl feel better. I say guy, I have 3 boys, as I said. Girl, I don't know. Let's see. I think that's it. I think we covered everything. Obviously, end the video with just, this is, a mom giving you her advice and her opinions solely, and, I'm not a nurse, I'm not a doctor, I'm a mother, and I just want to help where I can help, and really that's it. When you have questions, concerns about your baby, they're not, responding, not breathing, she asked me if his lips were blue when I talked to her. I mean, all of those reasons, all of those things, you obviously do not go online looking for advice. You take your baby to the emergency room, or you call 911. There's the basic cold, and there's severe cases, and yeah, that's not for this. This is basic help. So I hope your baby gets better soon. Best to you.